Have you ever sat alone in a quiet room and whispered to God, "Why am I alone now?" Have you ever watched people slowly drift out of your life, even when you tried to be kind, patient, and loving? Loneliness can feel like punishment. It can feel like rejection. And many times we believe God is taking people away from us. But sometimes God is not taking anything away. Sometimes He is making space. This story is about loneliness, faith, and how God gently prepares a heart by quieting the world around it. Please stay until the end, because the truth in this story may change the way you understand your own silent seasons. There was once a woman named Sarah whose life had been filled with noise. Not loud noise, but the warm kind. The sound of her husband flipping pancakes on Sunday mornings. The sound of her daughter practicing piano, hitting the same wrong note over and over until they both laughed about it. The sound of friends dropping by unannounced, staying too late, talking about nothing and everything. Sarah's home was small, but it was never empty, and she liked it that way. Then, slowly, the sounds stopped. Her husband passed after a short illness. Her daughter moved across the country for a job that demanded all her time. Friends who once visited now sent texts she read twice and never replied to. The piano sat silent, the pancakes stopped, and Sarah found herself in a house that still had her furniture, her photographs, her coffee mug on the counter, but no sound. She began to wonder if she had become invisible. One evening, Sarah sat on her porch watching the sky turn from orange to gray. She did not pray loudly. She did not beg. She simply said, "Lord, I am still here. If you see me, could you show me why?" The days that followed brought no dramatic answer. No angel appeared, no voice spoke from the clouds. But something shifted. Sarah noticed the small things, the way sunlight hit her kitchen floor at exactly 7:13 in the morning, the way her neighbor's cat visited her porch every afternoon at the same time, never asking for food, just sitting near her. She noticed the young mother who moved in next door, always rushing, always carrying a baby in one arm and groceries in the other, always looking like she hadn't slept. Sarah began leaving bread on that neighbor's doorstep. Just bread. No note, no expectation. She did it because she could. Weeks later, the young mother knocked on Sarah's door. Her name was Elena. She was not there to thank Sarah for the bread. She was there because her babysitter had canceled and she had a job interview and she had no one else to ask. Sarah held the baby while Elena went to her interview. The baby slept on Sarah's chest, warm and breathing softly, and Sarah realized it had been years since she had held anything so tender. That single afternoon became 2 afternoons, then 3. Soon, Sarah was watching Elena's baby every Tuesday and Thursday. Elena began staying longer after she picked up her son. She told Sarah about her husband who worked nights, her mother who lived far away, her fear that she was failing at everything. Sarah listened. She did not offer advice. She only poured tea and nodded. And slowly, Sarah stopped feeling invisible. One evening, Elena looked at Sarah and said, "How do you always stay so calm? How do you never seem lonely?" Sarah smiled. She thought about her empty house, her silent piano, her husband's side of the bed that still had the same pillow. She thought about the years she spent asking God why. And then she said, "Loneliness is not the same as emptiness. Sometimes God quiets a room so you can hear who really needs you." Years passed. Sarah grew older. Her hands shook when she poured tea. Her steps slowed, but her porch became a place where people gathered. Elena's son, now a boy of 7, sat there drawing pictures he pressed into Sarah's palms. Other neighbors came too. A teenager who fought with his parents, an elderly man who had also lost his wife, a college student who missed her own grandmother. Sarah did not preach to them. She simply sat with them. She gave them bread, she gave them tea, she gave them her attention, and in giving she received everything. When Sarah passed away, it was not in silence. Her small house, once so quiet, filled with people who had stories to tell. Elena spoke of the bread that appeared when she had nothing left. The teenager, now grown, spoke of the porch where he first learned that someone could listen without judging.
Sarah's daughter flew home and sat among strangers who knew her mother better than she did, and she understood, finally, that her mother had not been abandoned, she had been reassigned. This is the truth we often miss. When God removes people from your life, He is not shrinking your world, He is clearing space for something you cannot yet see. Loneliness is not a sign that you have been forgotten, it is a sign that you are being prepared. The quiet is not a punishment, it is a workshop. And the love you think you have lost is not gone. It is being reshaped, redirected, made ready for hands that will need it even more than your own. If you are sitting in silence today, wondering why your life feels emptier than it used to, consider this. Maybe God is not taking from you. Maybe He is making room. Maybe the people who left were never meant to stay. Maybe the quiet is teaching you what noise never could. And maybe, just maybe, the love you still carry is not meant to be held. It is meant to be given away. If this story touched something deep inside you, if it reminded you that your loneliness has purpose and your waiting has meaning, then please take a moment to share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And if you want more stories that speak to the quiet places of the heart, consider subscribing, because you are not alone here. You never were.